Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphanine. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you could, please click that like button, turn it into a rocket, and send it to the moon. So I had to have a little laugh. I got a little distracted looking at this little blurb here on my computer. I love it. And I just want to read you this little piece, and then we'll get into the article. This little piece says, if a network such as Stellar is to become an integral part of the financial system's infrastructure, it is necessary that the technology be environmentally sustainable. So the financial system to become an integral part. This shows their ambition. They want to be an integral part of the world system. They are going to be. They're part of the ISO 20022 family. IBM WorldWire is going to ensure that. We're supposed to be getting some news from IBM WorldWire coming soon. I'm expecting that they could push the dates back, of course, but they're supposed to be going for certain certifications, and that will be a very, very interesting time. Let's get into this article here because the world right now, in relation to Bitcoin and Ethereum, Bitcoin mostly, they're worried about the energy consumption. At least this is what they're claiming. And that has an effect on the price, right? And while they are the leaders, that also affects the price of other crypto assets. So what we're looking at in the future is the mass adoption of energy efficient cryptocurrencies, right? And Stellar is one of the most energy efficient. And here's what this article is about right now. It says driving into energy use on Stellar. Blockchain payment efficiency examined. All right. Now, this is very important because a lot of the large institutions, and especially the banks, they don't need the headache of regulatory bodies ever coming to them and saying, hey, the system you're using is energy inefficient. They don't want to hear that. That's not a document that should ever come across their desk. So they're going to look for efficient systems that are not problematic. And what Stellar is doing here is showing you that they're non-problematic, and that's going to make them even more tempting to large institutions, banks, commercial, as well as central banks. All right. This article is written by Wilhelm Wanacek. Okay, we're just going to do a little piece of it, and then I'll give you my thoughts as usual. We begin here, and this is on stellar.org. Make sure you check out their blog section. It's a very great section. Give them some traffic over there. And there's a lot more to read, a lot more to delve into if you check out their article. Let's begin here. Significant electricity consumption of proof-of-work cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, I just said that, has caused critical examination of how consensus in blockchain solutions is designed. In a world with an ongoing climate crisis, substantial reduction in energy usage is required across all sectors, including the increasingly digital financial infrastructure. If a network such as Stellar is to become an integral part of the financial system's infrastructure, it is necessary that the technology be environmentally sustainable. In spring 2021, I studied the electricity consumption of Stellar Network with the goal of obtaining a generalized estimate of the electricity use of a payment transaction. In this blog post, I will summarize and discuss my findings and the method used to derive them. If you're interested in the details of the study, the full candidate thesis is available for anyone to download. So you can't say this information is not available. He's telling you can download this, and there's a link here, a hyperlink via the Lund University libraries. Okay, so a library is providing this, a university library is providing this to you. All right. So what I do is I would print this document or save it in a file, and I save all of these different documents and such just in case I need it later. And you might want to look at this later. Who knows why you might need it. But anything that seems like is important and may be hard to find later, I would save in a particular folder and such just for safekeeping, just in case. OK, so background on Stellar and SCP. We really don't need that. Stellar is a decentralized open membership network. We already know all of this information. SCP is partially synchronous federated Byzantine agreement protocol. We also know that. We're very well informed here. And let's go aim and limitations of study. The goal of the study was to arrive at a generalized WH per transaction estimate for the core of Stellar network, and through the process, formulate and assess a method for doing so. The study is limited to estimating the running electricity consumption of the Stellar network and does not include estimates associated with the larger life cycle of hardware. The method, how was the estimate constructed? At the core study lies the assumption that we can approximate the energy consumption of a single validator node as the sum of electricity consumption of computation, memory usage, storage, and the network traffic. So they have like a little diagram here, a little picture here that you can take a look at once you go to the blog and read that, okay? Giving you the equation that they use to arrive at that particular estimation. Let's go to a little bit about the results. Measurements from a single node suggest that with the selected coefficients, network traffic is by far the largest source of power consumption, on average responsible for 94% of power consumption. Finally, with the above results in mind, we arrive at a total mean electricity consumption per transaction of 0.222 WH per successful transaction, or a mean total power consumption of 186.5 W, I'm going to assume that means watts, per node, or 24.6 kW, kilowatts, I would assume, for the entire network. Conclusion: with understanding of the consensus algorithm's design, relying on message passing rather than computational work, that's important. Relying on message passing. Remember, ISO 20022 is a messaging standard. And so here you're even seeing that with the messaging, message passing, that Stellar XLM is highly efficient energy-wise, right? So with understanding the consensus algorithm's design, relying on message passing rather than computational work, it becomes clear that arbitrary, complex computational work is not going to contribute to power consumption like it does in proof of work algorithms. Moreover, the absence of built-in rebound effects such as self-regulating difficulty allows for further optimization, so it can always improve. And I assume and believe that they will be improving over time. Things are only going to get better. Now, here's why I think things are only going to get better. One of the main reasons is because there's money on the table. There's a lot of money to be made, and they want to be the dominant protocol. Even though they're going to be working together, interoperable system with XRP, Algorand, and a few others, they still want to be the best. The hunger to be the best drives many of these companies. They want to show that their knowledge, their technology is at the forefront. There is history to be made. Never underestimate the fire and the zeal people will chase being number one with. People will chase being a part of history with. It weighs heavy on some individuals. And when you reach a certain level of success, sometimes those are the only things that matter, being number one and making history, because through being number one and making history, you live forever. You live forever. Some of these individuals are after that. Silvio Macaulay of Algorand is just as an example, is very successful, wildly successful, highly intelligent. So what is left but to make history? He makes history, and he's already doing that. He lives forever. There's a fire for that. When you already have a nice house, you have nice cars, you have a great family, there's a fire for wanting to live forever through history. Just a little tidbit, a little bit of my opinion, my humble opinion. So there will always be room to improve. Stellar is no different. Denell Dixon is going to push them as far as they could possibly go. Not push them, but carry them, help them to go as far as they can possibly go. I expect nothing but continuous innovation and the best from Denell Dixon and the Stellar Development Foundation. And we will see if they continue to exceed that expectation. I hope that they will. So that's a very interesting read there. I expect big things coming up soon. As you can see, a lot of these protocols, the happenings, the releasing of information is starting to heat up. There's a lot of catalysts for XLM, a lot of catalysts for Algorand. Little steps here and there. We will see how that affects the price. The big happenings are coming. So it behooves everyone to prepare for that should you believe you need to prepare. Some of you are already heavy in some of these protocols and such like that. And so you are comfortable. But if you are not comfortable, the time is now to prepare yourselves. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But I do perceive, in my humble opinion, I do perceive a coming correction. I believe that we will have another correction based on what I'm seeing in the market on the charts and based upon certain catalysts. I believe there needs to be a pullback first, and then there's going to be, there would possibly be a hell of a run. I'm telling you, I'm crunching all of the catalysts together in the data. I'm looking at the charts. Now, I could be wrong. I have no problem being wrong. It makes no difference. I make money whether it's the price of going up or going down. It makes no difference. I'm going to do well. All right. So I don't have to tell you this or that. What your decisions are don't affect me whatsoever. I'm an Ahab investor. So I'm chasing the big money, large institutions and banks. I don't make money off these little retail jumps. That's not what I do. But I'm being honest with you. I believe that because of certain catalysts, there needs to be a pullback first. And I think that will be orchestrated. I think there will be an orchestrated pullback. There will be a lot of buying on the low, and then we will see a raise. I could be wrong. Things could continue to just go up. I could be wrong. But I believe that, yeah, there will be a healthy pullback. There will be a healthy correction. And I would love to have a healthy correction. I would love it. I would love a healthy correction. It doesn't matter how low it goes. It makes no difference. However, a lot of you might not like that. I can't tell you how to feel. But that's my thoughts on the market and what's going to happen. But there are a lot of great catalysts, and I think we stand to make a lot of money coming up soon. If you're a profit taker, I think we're going to have a very, very nice little run coming up soon with possibly with XLM. I think definitely with Algorand, Cello. I think Cello, you're going to constantly see Cello going up and down, up and down, up and down, because it can go parabolic so easily because of that circulating supply. That's easy money with Cello, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, that's easy money with Cello. And they have so much going on at Cello right now. There's so many catalysts with Cello that can make that price just boom. Just one day you wake up and that price goes through the roof. So very interesting happenings right now in the crypto market. Is very exciting, very fun. And now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? Muy lindo, mi gente. The market's looking muy lindo, muy lindo, in my opinion. Very, very beautiful. Until next time, let's get to the money.